I did a men's retreat this weekend. I had a guy come up to me, an attorney, and he goes, man, yeah, you really nailed me because you talked about, dad's leading, but, I'm a screamer and a yeller, and my wife was just way better. So she's been doing it now. My kid's 15 years old, and he doesn't even like me. I said, no wonder. He doesn't respect you. You just checked out. Have you ever think about when he was little that God was using him to show you your sin nature? And if you would have cooperated with God all those times and said, God, what I just did was wrong, so I'm confessing to you, and I'm going to go to my son and say, son, what I just did was wrong, forgive me. If you would have done that from the time he came to you and given to you, think how far you would be. Because every time you and I do that, we grow this much in Christ's likeness. That's God's discipline. The word discipline means training. So when we do what God says to do, when we fail, which is confess and ask for forgiveness. When we do, it's just like the way you discipline your children, if you're doing it right. We'll get into that in a few chapters, how to discipline our children right. When a parent is not cooperating with God by, one, embracing God's purpose in how these trials reveal our sin nature, taking responsibility for it, and asking for forgiveness, when a parent does that, they get transformed. And my son Nick at 5 years old, I did things, the way I spanked him, the way he slid into his bed, and after he hitting the wall, I made some very stupid, reckless, mean things. I've done some stupid things. I had some hate in me and some anger in me that he had the ability to bring out of me that was not godly at all. It was evil. And when I begin to participate with Christ, I embrace this and I begin to stay consistent. My little 5-year-old boy watched his daddy get transformed. My wife watched me get transformed. And all I did was I accept this truth, I believe it's part of God's plan, and I was consistent in his discipline.